Sleepwalking, a mysterious and often unsettling phenomenon where a person moves through the world seemingly awake while still locked in a dream. But what really causes it? Science offers one explanation while ancient traditions suggest another. I spent some time in the Akashic Records and with my spirit guides to gain insight into this phenomenon in preparation for this video. So let's explore what I gathered. Hello everyone, this is the Obelisk Lounge and my name is Justice. Thanks for tuning into my channel. I am a spiritualist and a diviner who helps people to understand and connect with their purpose, to activate their unique spiritual talents in order to help them live a more liberated, intentional, and evolved life so that you don't have to come back to Earth unless, you just want to come back here or, unless you have to come back here,
Oh, Earth is ghetto. I want to leave.
But anywho, let's go ahead and move along with the topic of the video. Sleepwalking or somnambulism occurs during the deep, slow wave stage of non-REM sleep. This is when the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for rest and digestion, should be dominant, keeping the body calm and still. But something unusual happens in sleepwalkers. Instead of smoothly transitioning between sleep cycles, their brain enters a hybrid state where they're partially awake and they're partially asleep. The frontal cortex, which controls logic and decision-making, stays inactive, while motor control areas activate, allowing movement without awareness. Factors like stress, sleep deprivation, genetics, and even certain medications can increase sympathetic nervous system activity, which disrupt your normal sleep patterns and can potentially trigger episodes of sleepwalking. But throughout history, sleepwalking has been linked to the supernatural. Some cultures believe it's a sign of spirit possession where an unseen force temporarily takes control of the body. Others suggest sleepwalkers may be attempting astral projection, leaving them in a liminal space between the physical and spiritual realms. What I gathered from my guides and the Akashic Records support what research has already suggested. People sleepwalk because their physical body isn't fully at rest, so it has a hard time disconnecting from this physical reality. They explained to me that there is a physical barrier that keeps a sleepwalker's physical body from staying in their dream state for prolonged periods of time within their astral bodies. I learned from the masters of the records that there are two main components of our astral body: the spiritual mind, which reflects our subconscious or consciousness, and the spiritual vehicle, which is the body. The two aspects come together to form our astral body, but when they are misaligned, this can result in what we call sleepwalking, whereas they call it reverse astral projection or reverse astral traveling. This disjointedness in the spiritual mind and the spiritual body causes the physical body to wake up and move about as they are in the dream world. This also nods to a similar explanation for sleep paralysis, but just in the reverse. The spiritual mind during sleep paralysis is disconnected from the spiritual body, so you consciously wake up, but the body is still at rest. Because you have just been awakened abruptly, your mind is stuck trying to place you in the environment you were just in the dream world. This explains why you may see scary, sus, shadowy figures in the bedroom. Your mind is still trying to fill in the gaps and empty spaces where there once was vibrancy, action, and color, in whatever capacity you were just experiencing it in the dream world. So going back to the topic of sleepwalking, thankfully, there are solutions to this problem that you can use in your waking life to resolve them. Mindfulness practices such as meditation and breath work. Some of my favorites are the Wim Hof breathing method, square breathing method, and organ breathing, where you breathe into each individual organ in your body. But do your research when it comes to breath work and different things like that, and use them in accordance with what is going to be best for your health and what is going to be most beneficial to you. The purpose of these practices is to give living light energy to your various spiritual bodies, which will result in an aligned astral body. The masters and teachers of the Akashic Records also recommended brain dumping before bed, which is a style of journaling where you just jot down everything in your mind as a stream of consciousness to get thoughts and ruminations out of your head and onto paper so that you can rest well. They also recommended sun gazing to repair and add light to your astral body. And so when we're talking about sleepwalking and things like that, and different solutions or potential solutions, the goal is to add spiritual light or spiritual energy, chi, to your astral body to repair it and get it back in alignment, to reduce the chances of sleepwalking. You can recite light mantras such as Om Mani Padme Hum, which translates to "the jewel is in the lotus, may pure light awaken within me." You can recite Om Hrim Shrim Klim Mahajyotir Namaha, which means "I invoke the great divine light to protect and illuminate me." You can recite Om Jyotir Aham, "I am light, I shine with divine radiance," or Om Ram Ramaya Saha, "May the fire of divine light cleanse and heal me." You can chant these mantras 108 times before bed or throughout the day. Praying before bed, and also avoiding excess soy and sugar. And I asked the masters and teachers of the Akashic Record why, and they said it's because it disrupts the parasympathetic nervous system. The PNS, as I mentioned at the start of the video, is responsible for rest, digestion, and just the overall function of our body. So it's important to incorporate healthy mindfulness habits in your lifestyle to reduce the likeliness of sleepwalking occurring. Now, again, I'm a spiritualist and a diviner. I'm not a doctor or a therapist, so I don't have all of the answers.
Or why don't you empower yourself and don't need them and do it yourself? Take a few steps back to go.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers.
Kanye.
You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers, Sway.
Kanye.
I've been doing this more than you.
Doing what?
You ain't got.
Come on, chill out.
You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers.
I'm asking you.
You ain't been doing the education,
bro.
You ain't been doing the education.
Answers. My goal and intention is to simply share some spiritual insight I've gathered and offer potential solutions to some of the problems we face here on Earth. Finally, I also want to preface that at times there are nefarious explanations as to why someone is sleepwalking or why they are experiencing sleep paralysis. The most obvious one being spiritual influences and/or possession or some type of spiritual attachment under the guise of sleepwalking. That can usually be determined through a reading or even just by using your own intuition, depending on the behaviors the sleepwalker is exemplifying. The reason I didn't mention that aspect of it in this video too much is because this video was primarily based on the information that I gathered from the Akashic Records and just lining that information with research that it is that I did on the topic afterwards. And so spiritual possessions, spiritual attachments, and influences, those are a different topic for a different day. Someone who is sleepwalking is not necessarily spiritually possessed or under the influence of some negative entity or anything like that. However, if you do suspect that, then I do recommend getting a reading or using, your own intuition to help you filter out whether it's true or not. But with that being said, that concludes this video, everyone. If you are interested in booking an Akashic Records or a cartomancy reading with me, that information is in the description box. See you in the next video or on my calendar. Don't forget to thumbs up. I will talk to you all later. Peace. Have a good one.